let's do this. Boom. Good afternoon. Welcome to another sneaky little live that I have scheduled for a time when there will be as few people as possible watching this. Just in case you're curious, F1 is starting now. So I don't know. I don't watch F1. I watch the highlights, but that's about it because I haven't got. It's boring, man. It's almost as boring as this. Yes. Just in case you didn't realise, this is for people that are maybe on my Patreon and whatnot. This is public. This is not behind a paywall or any of that gubbins. So please mind your P's and Q's. None of your usual carry on, if you don't mind. I need my glasses. I can't read chat. Is there people here? There are actually some people here. Oh my god. The master of sneakiness. You are underestimating the sneakiness. Mr. Deeds. One of my favourite Adam Sandler films. Was that Mr. Deeds? It was Mr. Deeds, wasn't it? The Butler. The Butler. He was the best thing in it. Anyway, right. Just quickly before we dive into this, what's just a quick catch up. What's going on? Things that are in just now. Waiting for review. This is. Can I show you here? Can I show you here? Will this work? Window. Up close. There we go. This RTA here, this is the, I think it's the if I remember right, I can never remember these names, MD01 by GD Mods. And that's in the GD Mods side by side. I'll be recording a review for this hopefully tomorrow. And yeah, that should be live Tuesday or Wednesday. So, yep, that's on the plate just now. Also, I'm still going with this. This is the Rivery. I can't remember what it's called either. Ambition Mods. I'm still going with that as well. That's on a Limelight side by side. So that will be, hopefully that will be the end of the week. I record that. So we'll have that review up for you. Yeah, hopefully at the end of the week. What else? Oh, can I do this? Here we go. This is in for testing just now. A little doodah from Tech Division. I'm not allowed to show you any more than that, but there's a new mod coming from Tech Division, which is really, really nice, and I am enjoying. So there'll be that. And what else can I tell you? Oh, mouth to lung users. Mouth to lung users. If you've got a sturdy RBA, a sturdy one RBA, or any of the sturdy RBAs, in the pin kits that you can buy, there's now a 0.8 pin. This is a new thing. It's got a 0.8 pin included in the kit as well. Wherever you do buy it from, make sure that they do include the 0.8 pin. Don't assume that everywhere's got the new packs. I'm sure there's plenty of old packs lying about, so make sure you read the description if you do go and buy one of these. But yeah, proper mouth to lung pin now available for the sturdies. And what else can I show you? Torchy. For those of you that from back in the day, remember Torchy, Torchy boy, Torchy the battery boy. Well, he's still in the go. And he dropped a couple of these off for me. These are Vapcell, these are 50 amp, 3000 milliamp, 18650s. He's actually got, where did he send? Get them in the usual place. Obviously, I'm not allowed to tell you how much things cost or where you can buy them from anymore. I get into trouble for that, apparently. Yeah, tested capacity 2973. And he's done, if you know Torchy, I mean, is it Moog? Not Moog. Mooch. Torchy was about before Mooch, and he's always done his own tests and whatnot. So there's all the ratings. I've been getting on great with them. Am I going to use one just? No, I'm not going to use one just now. I'm going to put it back on charge. So yeah, there's Torchy the battery boy. Where's your Intensa? My Intensa, unfortunately, is here. There's my Intensa. Go watch the review. Go watch the review. It's a lovely tank. It's a lovely... I actually screwed up. I did say at the end of the video. I mean, I was up front. I screwed up when I recorded that. And I thought about going back again and recording it over. But then I thought, leave the mistake in, explain the mistake, and that'll be that. The main issue with it was, or not, it's not the main issue, it's thing to be aware of, is there's no markings round the base or anything. You know, normally you get a little indent on the top of the tank and the bottom of the tank, so you know where to line everything up. Well, it's possible to put the tank on 180 degrees the wrong way, but it's really easy to tell when you've done it wrong. But it's yes. There we go. Where have we got? Who have we got? I'm on the hunt for a bottom mod that isn't too high end. I need to be able to use both 18650 and 21700s. Well, you'd want a 21700 one then. A 21700 borrow mod. Off the top of my head, I don't do recommendations and stuff. I never get into recommendations. It's something I've always avoided for years, because all my opinions and everything are usually in the video. Do I have any squonkers? I've only got, I mean, I've got a couple of, not squonkers, borrow mods that are 21700s, but but one's an art and mod and one's an SVA. So they're I don't know what your budget is, but yeah, they're not cheap. They're not cheap. So, and somebody new in the vaping world. Welcome. Right. Shall we do this? Oh, somebody has become a member of... Oh, thank you very much. Good to have you here. For those of you that have watched these videos, you know that I never push the Patreon and YouTube members and stuff like that. I'll always tell you it's shit. Save your money. Don't spend it. But the YouTube members unboxings basically just means that whenever I get something brand new in, I unbox it for my patrons. But YouTube members unboxing will also see that video as well. So just letting you know what you're getting into. Stubby Heath. Stubby's a cracking mod. Absolutely cracking. And I would say budget friendly. And especially if you, I don't know, if you go for the one with an... I don't have a problem with the, the boards that come on them as standard. But you've got like the DNA and Evolve boards on them as well. And you'll pick one up second hand for buttons as well. Yeah. Let's do this. Right. I love squonking. Huge squonking fan. That cabinet there is filled with squonkers. Squonking was my main passion for many years, and I still do it. I like the la-di-da stuff. I like the posh stuff. My e-smoke gurus, Nar mods, armors, Haku Vena. These are all my go-to RDAs. But even in that, I'm from Fife in Scotland, if you didn't know. And there's one thing that we're famous for in Fife, is being tight. very, very tight with our money, shall we say. So if I can get something cheap that does the job, then I'm all for it. Now, I paid for this. I bought this with more money. I think it was about £18. And just on a punt, because I saw the photos of it and I saw the deck and I thought, how can you get it wrong? It's got to be worth a punt. So let's have a look at it. This is Squonking is King. Oh yes, it is. Do you know, I don't even know any of the specs off the top of my head. This is shocking. I've just cleaned this, or I've given it a bit of a clean. So this is as unprofessional as you can get, which is something that I excel at, is being rather unprofessional. Hang on while I try and get a window to line up here so I can actually still see chat. Right, this is a 20mm RDA in diameter. So 20mm, it's not just, you know, most of them are 22, or the ones I like are 22. The beauty ring on it, let me double check this because I don't actually know, is, yeah, 22mm beauty ring. Overall height, can I give you that just now? Just measure the top cap, boink, is 17.8mm. So there's the dimensions. Actually, another one that's quite good to know. It's a 510 drip tip. What's the bore on this? You get 2 drip tips with it. They're about 6mm. Yeah, they're all about 6mm in bore on the drip tips. But you'll be able to put your own 510 ones in there as well. Things that you get with it. You get the, you know, obviously the tool for measuring out your coil legs, because this is postless deck, and I didn't know this. I never actually saw the wee arrow on here, and I was guessing the length, but the length of the legs is 5mm according to this. You also get some cotton, and you get a little coil that looks like a 3mm ID coil in there. I'll not be using it. I prefer using my own coils because I know they work. You get a manual in the bottom of the box. You get an Allen key, a screwdriver, spare grub screws for your posts. Squonking pin is not fitted as standard, which is not right. That is not how it should work. The squonking pin should always be fitted as standard. But you get a squonking pin and a standard 510 pin. Chuck that over there. 2 drip tips. One that has hair on it, and one that doesn't have hair on it, but they're actually both quite nice to use. I don't have an issue using either of them. Obviously your beauty ring, and then you've got the cap and the deck itself. Now, who said, did I just read that? Yeah, Zion Vlogs. Zion, you're absolutely right, mate. 20mm is very, very unusual. I mean, you know, you always had, I mean, I'm going into the mists of time here, you know, you had your little 16mm, 18mm flavour bangers, things like your chalices and all that kind of stuff back in the day, and then it just went up to 22mm. That was the normal jump, but 20mm is quite unusual. Now, I think it's 4 air holes on either side, and I'm pretty sure that they're 1.5mm each. Yep. So you got 4 air holes, and you can dial it in so you can have 1 to 4 open on either side. There's lots of different colours available, lots of offensive colours, but I just went for the good old stainless steel because I didn't know if this was going to go in the bin or I would actually use it. So your air holes come through here. You've got posts, screws here. They are just flatheads. There's your squonky pin there. There's some writing on the base. Usual stuff. And here's your deck. Now, just to be clear, and just to be clear on this one, and I'll just come back here for a second. So you've got dual airflow on both sides of the coil, So 4 times 1.5 on either side or less. My humble advice for you, if you're looking at this, this is not for high wattage vaping. This is a 20mm RDA in diameter. It doesn't matter if you're going to fit a 3.5mm coil in here. It's not for that. If you get it to work with that and you're happy, then I'm happy for you. But my humble advice is it's going to be 2.5 ID, 3mm ID coils. I've been using 0.36 ohm, and I'm vaping between 27 and 30 watts. Any higher than that, and this gets really, really hot because it's a small chamber. It's not designed for 40, 50, 60 watts. You're just going to be able to cook an egg on it. So just remember the size of this, and don't expect it to do everything for you. Change the pin over, don't forget. Well, I've been using this. I've already changed the pin over, so we are squonking. What have I got here? I've got my own little screwdriver rather than using the blue one. I'm going to use one of my, these are back from PC Coils. From this used to be my go-to coil for many, many years. But I need my coily rod. Will I take half a wrap off, or put half a wrap? I'll take half a wrap off. There we go. Obviously, I'm not a professional builder. Oh, actually, what was I doing? I need to put that back on. Sorry, for a brief moment there, I forgot what RDA I was building on. That was embarrassing. See, I told you I wasn't a professional. Pop that in there. And find my snippy poos without hitting the camera. And snip. And snip. If you ever wonder what snips I use these. I bought these from Stealth Vape in the UK, and that's my second set that I've owned of them. Do get on well with them. Right, where are we going here? We're going for this post. And we'll be going for this post. I'm not ignoring you in chat if anybody's there asking questions. I'm just, I can't see the screen right now, so pop that down. Pop my finger on top. And then just tighten this back up. This really is as easy as it gets for building something. The only thing you have to watch out for in this is the wicking. Especially if you're a squonker. I should actually tell you this now before I go any further. Sorry, I forgot. Now, can you see a wicking hole here? And a wicking hole on this side as well. So a squonk hole, I should say. Now, what happens when you squonk is you don't want too much juice in here, cotton in here. If you put lots of cotton in here, then when your juice comes out the side holes, it immediately kind of backs up and it's going to flood onto your deck here. Now the main issue I've had with this is if you over squonk, you will get juice bouncing around these air holes, and it's really, really noisy. Now, this is not really an issue with the device as such. This is an issue with squonking, and it just means that you just don't squonk. If you over squonk, you'll get bouncy air, shall we call it. So, yeah, just something to be aware of. Right, I need to, what do I need to do? I need to pulse this. That's what I need to do. Just pop it on my little build tab here. Oh, we have the Norwegian contingent and the Spanish. Sorry, Wicho. My Mexican contingent has just joined chat. here to cheer me on and offer words of encouragement. Let's. Oh, this build. Oh, my battery's. No, my battery's fine. It's playing funny buggers. Every once in a while, this build tab likes to throw a wobbly. I think it's just a. I don't know why. To be honest, I think it's something to do with the 510, which I fitted. But it keeps coming up with a temp protect on it when there is actually nothing wrong with the coil and there's no shorts. So we just fire it on this one instead. Just give it a slow ramp up here. It's much easier when I'm doing this not live, and then I can just do a quick edit and just go, yeah, coil's pulsed. Right, let's ramp this up a little bit here. There we go. There we are. By Jingo, I think he's done it. Thank you, Irish contender, Mr. Todd. Well, at least you didn't call me English. Then again, I suppose you could not mistake my accent for English. Or maybe you could. Hartman still uses his D Pro Mini. Yeah, the D Pro Mini was... yes, was very good. It had to be... I had to concede on that one. Right. Cotton. Come to daddy. I'm using BP Mods cotton. For those that are curious. Whoop, BP Mods cotton. 3mm ID cotton. And still using my Fiskars scissors, which are awesome. I've got too much cotton here. Make sure we've got a nice bit of resistance there. And I'm just going to cut it. Doink. Just about to here. Nothing too fancy. A little smidgen off the top. Whee, that'll do it. A tiny little bit more off that. Right. Now, a shout out should go to a young Mr. Cuz Davidson on this one, who's in Scotland just now, or he should be today. I was talking to Cuz, and he was the one that actually suggested this, and I found this to be the best way to wick this, is just ram your cotton in. No, it's not just ram your cotton in. Let's get the cotton in the wells first. Whoops. Same on the other side. And this is not how you leave it. That looks perfect. And what I was doing was actually going in and was making sure with my toothpick, was pulling the cotton out and making sure it was clear of the actual squonk holes. But for this, I'm putting on some Jedi's Punk, RM's VC, which is my all-day custard. Should give it a little test fire, shouldn't I? In picture, in picture. Right, there we go, that's fine. No, what we're going to do is we're going to push it away from the hole. So, I can't see. I can't see. Is it the other side? There it is. See the hole there? So I'm just pushing the cotton into this side. So then when the juice comes out, focus, it's going to fill the well up, and then the cotton can soak it up, rather than it pushing juice up onto the deck, which is not what you want. So as long as you make sure that your little squonk holes are visible, then all's good. Have I got that on the wrong side again? I've got that on the wrong side again. Oh man, I need an intervention here. That's it. That's how I've been doing it. It just stops juice going up on here, getting into the air holes and being a pain in the ass. So top cap on. And you can see that it only spins so far. You can have them all open, or you can have one open. And remember, these are 1.5mm air holes. We'll I'm just reading Witcho's comment there. We're going to use the beauty ring, take it out to 22mm. We're going to put it on a sub monkey, one of my preferred regulated squonk mods. One thing I will say, and it's actually freeing up now, the threads on the 510, and I should come back to this, the threads on this 510 are a little bit on the janky side. They're not the smoothest, shall we say, but for £18 I'm willing to let certain things go. So if you find it a little bit rough, don't worry, it'll break in. And I'm going to use the strip tip. And there we go. We're all good to go. Yeah, listen, there'll be people out here that have got this, and they'll be saying, there's no need to build it like that with the cotton. That's cool. If you're happy putting the cotton in and just fluffing it out, and it works for you, then great. I find this works better for me. But that's the whole thing about rebuildable. You do what works for you. I'll also say, I tried a 2.5mm ID coil in this. I found, even though I would say this is primarily an RDL ATI, I'm finding I get better performance from a 3mm ID than a 2.5. And I usually like using 2.5 ID coils. That's my preference for most things. But this, I think, works best with 3mm ID. Right. Can I read? They still make the Sub Monkey. Yes, they still make the Sub Monkey. I have 2 of them because I like it that much. Let's have a little squonk. Yep, I have no juice in my squonk bottle. Fuck me. Excuse me while we have a brief intermission here. This is why I love the Geek Vape. It just makes filling your squonker up so easy. He says, if you do squonk, get a squonk refill bottle. It's just, it's the best thing under the sun. Hermes, how you doing? Witcho, you can go and get pumped. Yes, let me compare the draw on this £18 ATI to something that most people don't have. Right. Here we go. Okay. So I am now down to one air hole, 1.5mm air hole on either side. And that's I would say that's a tight RDL. It's not a loose mouth to lung. I don't believe it's a loose mouth to lung at all. I still think it's an RDL. I still think that's RDL. The two, opening it up to 2 holes on either side. Little squonk. Doink. That is... If you ever came across an RDA called the Haku Vena, it's almost identical. The reason I say the Vena is because the Vena is up there for me. It's one of the... Yeah, it's in one of my favourites of all time. And with the 2 air holes open, it vapes almost identically. And the flavour is just about as good. The flavour from this, for me, exceeds £18. Far, far, far exceeds £18. I know they make these things in their thousands. They churn them out. And I don't care. I don't care how much this cost, or I just can tell you that it vapes really, really well. 3 air holes. See, this is... I don't know if you'll hear this. Hang on. It's bouncing about, and I've not... Oh, hang on. I always run into this when I get to 3 and 4 air holes open. No juice there. Have I got any juice? I've no juice in the deck. It must have been from when I was using it before. Hang on. Let me blow her out. Yes and no, Pam. The thing is that it's the air holes. I mean, the holes are close together anyway, but because it's reverse sided, it's hitting one side. You know, it's not hitting all the coil on one side, but it's hitting both sides of the coil on opposing halves, if you like. Ultimately, I don't. Which, well, as always, a very valid question. I don't care in this instance because the flavour that I get from it is superb. There we go. I must have just had some juice in the holes from when I was mucking about earlier on. But let's try a wee squonk there again. Pulled all the excess out. And she's fine. 4 air holes open and... that is, for me personally, that I would put that into a restricted direct lung. Very, very loose restricted direct lung or a restricted direct lung. But for me, my preference is the 2 air holes open, the cotton tucked to the sides. The only negative that I can give you on this thing is sometimes you might get juice on the deck and it gets in about the air holes and you have to blow it out. That's it. That's all I've got for you on this. Do I regret buying this? Not one bit. Not one bit. If you took this away from me and I was looking for a little flavour banger to work in the car with or something to have as a banger, then yeah, I would buy this again and again. I think it's almost like a lot of people, everybody's budget is different. Not everybody wants to wait on things dropping in price, and people look for cheaper alternatives. The D Pro Mini was one of those. It performed just as well as a lot of the more expensive things, and I think this falls into that category as well. It's not perfect, but I'm willing to overlook some of its little foibles just because of the flavour I get from it. Banging. Once again, just to be clear, if you're somebody that likes to vape 40, 50, 60 watts, this is not for you. I would say this is definitely not for you. This is a little flavour chaser, so just bear that in mind. Chris has 2 on the way. A lab, that's all I needed to hear. Can't wait for mine to arrive now. Good stuff. Tony Hunt has entered chat. Tony, can't believe that you're free at this time on a Sunday afternoon and the missus hasn't got you doing something with the kids. That's impressive. He's probably hiding in the toilet just now. I always assume that everybody that's here in chat is actually in the toilet hiding from their partners and the jobs they're supposed to be doing on a Sunday. Because that's why I'm here. I'm supposed to be doing jobs and grown-up stuff. But I'll just tidy up here. Mine are going in a mech squonker. Yeah, I mean, I have more mech squonkers than I do regulated squonkers. My preference was always mech squonkers. It's weird. I'm not a fan of mech boros. I don't like mech boros at all. But mech squonkers I absolutely love. Tube mods, I'll take one out for a spin every once in a while. But that's about it. Swazi, you're being broadcast to the whole shop. Oh shit. Hi mum. Why would my mum be in your vape shop? I don't know. So that's us. We're all done. And unless anybody has any questions they want to ask before I depart, I will say the drip tips that come with it are nice. I think the drip tips are different colour combinations depending on which version colour of RDA, RDA, rebuildable dripping atomizer, which one you go for. I don't know what the coiling that comes with it. I don't know what resistance it is or anything like that. I've not used it. Does it actually say on the box? It would be nice if it said in the box. It does say in the box. It's a 0.5 ohm Ni80 fuse Clapton. That would be nice actually. 0.45 would be bang on in this. Tony, hashtag not in the toilet. Bubbles is in the toilet. I'm always wondering who here in a relationship gets into trouble if they vape in the same room as their partner, and if they need to go for a vape, they go to the toilet. I mean, my wife's thought that I have a bowel issue for the past 13 years because I spend so long in the toilet. I can't be the only one. Right, that's us. They go back in there. That's about it. Oh my god. Old pic came up on my Facebook of you talking about pixie juice and strawberry fields. That was not yesterday. Simon Sawyers. I don't think he's doing strawberry fields anymore. I think he's packed it in. I'm not sure, but I've not seen Simon about for a long time. Obviously, Pixie Juice stopped, was bought. There's a new Pixie Juice, and I've tried some of the liquids at the expos, and they're actually really nice. Anything pastry related is toilet time. Yes, I get that one as well. I used to vape, what was it? Lemon Crack, by Mark White. And I always got sent out of the room because she said that it smelled like cat's piss. And Tony Hunt, she's sitting there with a Juggernaut V2 blowing clouds. Oh, you landed well there, mate. You landed well. That's brilliant. Right, need a vapey poos again. Listen, if you do buy one of these, or if you get one, or if you have one, as always, and not for, this is not for any algorithm or any shite like that, let me know in the comments, because I'm always curious how other people are getting on with products. You know, like, I have one opinion, but it's nice to hear other people's opinions. So, if you watch this video after the live, then let us know in the comments how you've been getting on with this. Well, sorry, hang on. Bubble, what ohm did it come out to? It's 0.36. It always comes out to I don't know how many of you remember Peter from PC Coils. I used these coils for years. 0.36 ohm was always my favourite, my benchmark coil. Every single one he ever made always came out at 0.36. Whatever it said on the label, that's what you got. They were just so good, so good. Okay, one juice that you remember but you can't get any more but you really miss. Well, it's not Pluid, I can tell you that. One juice I used to vape a lot, which I think... Actually, hang on. This is why I have this sitting on a shelf. A rubber ducky. Does anybody remember Goose Juice? Quackster's... Where is it? Hang on. I'm sure I found it. No, I've lost it. No, I didn't. I found this the other day. I found this in a drawer just the other day. An old... he used to send me out massive bottles, but he always sent me little 30ml bottles to decant into. And I keep this. I keep this for nostalgia's sake. Quack's Goose Juice. I vaped Grant's Vanilla Custard for a very, very long time. And then I started vaping this. Now, I think you can get this. I think there's a Norwegian company. Is it PGVG? They're called. I can't remember. I'm sure they bought the rights. There is a Goose Juice, which is not a Goose Juice. It's not the Goose Juice. There's one you can get in the UK. But yeah, that. What was the other ones that I used to vape all the time? Nata by Hazetown Vapes in Canada. I used to vape that all the time. That was to die for. But then I'm a fat bastard and I really like Natas. Yeah, Daniel, absolutely right. Which you're on one today. You really are on one today. They bought the original Quacks, everything. Yeah, I remember them now. Right, everybody, thank you very much for being here and putting up with the unprofessional thing that was me doing this video. I will catch you. What's your all-day e-liquid? My all-day e-liquid is that. That's what I've It's my all-day vape. I vape 3 milligram when I'm RDL. Usually when I'm doing DL for videos, it's usually 0 nic. When I'm doing mouth to lung, it's 6 milligram. Oh, hi Marsky. Actually, I don't know if Haystown Vapes is still going. I don't know if they're still a thing. Haystown. Well, it looks like they are. Search in the shop. Nata. Don't do it anymore. Ah, what a shame. I'm just looking on their site and nothing came up in the search bar, so I'm just assuming they don't do it anymore. That's a shame because it was a really, really nice juice. It's a really... Ali, on what devices all day? I don't have that luxury to vape on the same device day in, day out. Actually, when I say that, that sounds really bad. Because I'm reviewing gear all the time, my devices change all the time. That's just... if you want to know what device, it could be any device from in these cabinets here that I use. Any of them. I don't have... I'll say no more on that one. Swazi, I've never... Yeah. It must be a nightmare over there. Absolute nightmare. But 12 milligram in pods, 6 in every single coil, RDA, RTA. Yep. Right. Gonna love yous and leave yous as soon as I figure out how to get out of this. And we will be back with a review in the week, which will be the MD01 by GD Mods, which is an RTA and it's very good. But until then, we'll catch you very soon. Bye guys. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday.